Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Welcome to today's eyeshadow look using the Tropical Nights palette from It's Belle Cosmetics and Breezy Beauty. This palette is brand new to the market. This is my second video using it. I had done a video a couple of days ago showing 2 looks, and now this is the 3rd look. I wanted to do something smoky and play with the mattes. So if you're interested in seeing how I did this, then just stick around. I had a little bit of time today, so I thought it would be fun to do another look with this new palette from Breezy Beauty and It's Belle Cosmetics. I wanted to do a dark blue smoky eye, and I wanted to play more with the mattes in this palette, so it's going to be pretty standard, honestly. This one, and then one of these probably as an inner corner highlight. And I think it's going to be all matte, because there are no really dark shimmers in this palette. So I've already primed my eyes with the Glamlight Icing Primer. Everything I'm using is linked in the description box, and at the end I'll go over the other things that I'm wearing on my face. Taking first the shade Tropical Nights, this is the deep blue matte in the palette. You may not know, but I went through a bit of a journey trying to come up with a technique for a smoky eye that I actually liked. According to a lot of people, my standard eyeshadow technique is a smoky eye, but that's not what I mean when I say smoky. When I say smoky eye, I mean dramatic and maybe a black lid. I mean a really dark smoky eye. I also usually do more of a round shape rather than cat eye in the outer corner. That's just what I mean when I say smoky eye. So after trying so many different techniques, I finally landed on this one where I take the darkest colored matte that I'm going to use and I put that in all through my crease. Then I take a lighter color, more of a transition tone. This is Island Breeze, and I just use this to soften the edges, help transition into my skin a little bit. Of course, this is blue, so because I don't have blue skin, it's not going to be a totally clean and natural looking result. Not like working with neutrals, but that goes without saying, honestly. Anyway, I take the lighter of the mattes that I'm going to use and I put that here and just soften and de-intensify the very, very edges. I have a napkin on my lap, so I'm hitting the edges and then going into that napkin. I guess maybe I'll take the white Pikake and put that even higher. I expect this to be pretty quick. I know that It's Belle has a really striking shimmer formulation, but I wanted to play more with the mattes so that I can round out my thoughts on the palette. Okay, now I'm going to go back into my first brush and back into the darkest blue, Tropical Nights, and just re-intensify it down here. And it's okay if I get some onto the lid space, but I think I have some bristles that keep bumping up this way. Everything's blending quite easily, and I mentioned in my first video with this palette, I did notice that the mattes don't want to go on top of the shimmers. The shimmers are a very oily formula, so they don't accept the mattes, they just reject them. So that was something to note. And now let's take a smaller brush. What is this? Blend Bunny B1, and take the black. It's called Black Sand, and I'm going to put this on the whole lid space. Back again into Tropical Nights. So what are you guys thinking about this color story? Did you see the release from It's Belle Cosmetics? Did you watch Bree's video? Remember to check out her channel. I'm going to link her down below. In particular, her reveal video, her launching, talking about the collaboration and everything that went into it. I'll link that in my description box because I always think it's worthwhile when somebody comes out with a collaboration to go to the creator, to get a peek into their mind, hear the backstory, the names that they chose and the colors that they chose. Maybe things are inspired by special things in their lives. I really enjoy that. I feel like it makes the collaboration and the product itself more special. It brings in an emotional element that you don't get otherwise, like the In Mel's Memory Bundle or Tiny Marvels, both from Sydney Grace and Mel Thompson, or At Forest Sight, ColourPop and Raw Beauty Christie. When you know the story behind something, you have a new kind of connection to it, for better or for worse, because then you might not want to keep the item and you feel bad getting rid of it. Okay, so here we are. What's happening over here? I saw some patchiness over here, but I think it's because I hadn't really concentrated the brush in that spot. That's better. I'm putting all these same colors in the same order on the lower lash line. So I started with the lightest blue, and now I'm into the darkest blue. Just trying to keep it a little bit higher into the lashes. And then I'll dip with a tighter brush, a smudger brush, into the black. I think it's been a while since I did a really smoky look like this. I really love the tone of this Island Breeze shade, this lighter blue. Really love this tone, and it's very pigmented, quite pigmented. In fact, let's take a Singe EO1 and go into Pikake, the white matte. Maybe just put a hint of the blue Island Breeze on top. Yep. So I basically made a pastel blue at the inner corner. And that is it. I think that's it. I'm gonna go off camera, waterline, you know the drill. I'll be right back. And there you go. That was my entire plan. Let me tell you what I did to finish off. Of course, in my waterline, I used a deep blue. This is the shade 230 Deep Ocean from Rimmel London. Yeah, Rimmel London. I have mascara on, and then on my face, I'm wearing the ABH Aurora Glow Kit highlighter palette. Too much stuff in my hand. I combined the blue and the purple. And then I also have this blush from Milani. This is the shade Dolce Pink. And on my lips, I'm wearing three things. I took a lip liner from Italia Deluxe 1057 Black Currant. I lined my lips and I just sort of started to fill in the edges a little bit. Then I put the black NYX Butter Gloss on in just a couple little dots across the lower lip to make sure that it was dispersed around the length of my lips. I smudged that in a bit like this, and then I topped it with the ColourPop lip oil in the shade Hay. So that's what's happening on my lips. And besides that, nothing. Actually, nothing besides that. That's the entire look. Everything I've mentioned is linked in the description box if it's still available, and if it's not linked, at least it's mentioned if you have any questions. There are also playlists and other video suggestions down there if you want to explore a bit more. And don't forget to check out Bree's video about the Tropical Nights palette. I am going to say this is my second time now using anything from It's Belle Cosmetics, and I think that I might see a little bit of patchiness at the very depths of my crease. I'm using a primer that I'm very familiar with. I know how it behaves, and I know that I usually get creasing over here in the outer part of this eye with some brands. I never remember to use glitter glue. However, today's look is entirely matte, and I don't usually get creasing with mattes until it's like 16 to 18 hours into wearing that eyeshadow look. And yes, I'm being serious because I might do my eyeshadow at 5 or 6 in the morning and not wash it off till midnight. So bearing that in mind, if I get creasing with mattes specifically, it's usually quite a bit into having worn the look. So we will see. I'll try to update at some point whether it's a review or ranking, or if it's just a pinned comment or whatever it ends up being. Just keep an eye or an ear out for that. But on the whole, I think it's pretty. It's very dramatic and quite impactful. Again, be sure to check out Bree's channel for all the information about this palette. I'm going to link what I can. I'll link the palette. I hope you guys have enjoyed this video. I would love to hear your thoughts, of course. Thank you so much for being here today, for giving me a part of your day. I hope you've enjoyed watching what I had to offer you. Maybe even you'll consider liking and subscribing before you go if you want to see more content like this. And I'll see you guys again in my next video. Bye.